What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Armando Effect. Clients calling. You know how it is. Today we have Joe on the podcast. How you doing,
What's
brother?
up, my brother? I'm good. How are you?
Welcome. We've been trying to do this for a hot minute, huh?
I mean, this is well deserved, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like long overdue.
Joe's an agent here in Sunset. He's been telling me as I do all these podcasts, he's like, man, you know, I'm your right hand. We're always working together. You have everybody on, but you haven't had me on, bro. You know what that is? It's insane.
With this beautiful face, I'm not sure
He
why
goes,
not.
bro, I'm really good on camera. You know, the way that I flow is incredible, you know? How's everything, bro? Good?
It's good, my brother. We're here.
Talk to me. So, by the way, it's Friday. It is it's almost 6 o'clock. It's been a crazy week, right?
It's been a crazy one, yeah.
Tell them a little bit about yourself, brother, and tell them a little bit about our crazy-ass week that we've had today.
Yeah, man. Man. Part of the team here with Armando. I've been, I think, with the company now officially full-time for about 4 months, I think, right now?
Like November, mid-November.
November, yeah. Excellent. Love being an agent here full-time and just soaking it all in, especially the game that I'm getting from this guy right here to my right. This is definitely one of the best guys to be around, so I couldn't say anything else besides that.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. And then, so obviously we're getting a taste, or you're getting a taste of the ups and downs of the real estate world.
Most definitely.
How is it as like a new agent? Because Joe wasn't in real estate prior, so he's now full-time in real estate, doing that jump, right? How have you felt? How's it been?
It's tough, man. It's tough, but it's something that I kind of felt like I needed and something that I wanted. So, you know, jumping into it wasn't something that scared me, but it's tough. I can't lie. You know, it's something we were talking about earlier with the self-entrepreneurship. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy. And it's a long road to get to where we want to be.
Yes.
But it's a road that I'm ready to travel down. So
it's one of those things that you kind of like, we had this conversation prior. You look back and it's like you see people that are like have made it, and then you can look back and say, damn, it was tough. You know?
Super.
It's definitely, there's no one-stop shop. It's not one way through. It's like there's ups and downs. It's a roller coaster.
Absolutely.
Like this week alone, it's been a good week at the beginning. Like we were super high, and then we've gone through the lows. Explain a little bit. So Joe and I have a deal together. All right, it went under contract last week. This week Monday, officially executed. And we did the inspection. Everything was looking good. It's an investor that's buying our listing. And the last 2 days, when we called to get an update for title, it's a cash deal. Title's like, oh, the buyer told us to pause while we waited for the inspection. And so I start calling the buyer, Joe as well. Nowhere to be found.
I guess that's typical, amongst these cash buying investors, huh?
Brother, it really isn't. It really isn't. This is a special case. I don't think I've gone through something like this where they just get lost. Because technically speaking, the inspection period ends on Monday. Okay? So they haven't even told us anything about the release and cancellation, that they want to back out. Because one thing is that they will call us and say, hey, look, we did the inspection, we don't want the property anymore.
Right.
That's all fine and dandy. It's fantastic, right? The fact that they just went ghost, that's what's like rare. It's
yeah. I mean, like
curious.
you said, the fact that they sent out an inspector and they did all the legwork to make it happen this far, you would think that at this point we're already one dot away from connecting it. So
we got the contract executed. We got the escrow letter. So they did send the money to the title company.
Right.
Title company verified with us. We reached out to them. They verified that they received the money. We did the inspection, right? They sent out one of their partners in the inspection, so everything was seeming to go super smooth. Cash deal. We were going to close the first week of February. We may still close, by the way. I don't want to, say that we're not. I don't want to jinx it. But again, it's just these examples that I like to show people. Like, it's not like a one-way through. There's a lot of ups, a lot of downs. At the same time, we also have a few listings that we're working on that were seemed almost guaranteed, and those have also taken a pause.
Right.
So it's there's good weeks, there's bad weeks.
But these are the things that mold you, right? And it's something I'm learning very early on into being full-time real estate, right?
Character building.
Super, and this will make or break, you know. And if you can't get through these rough patches in the beginning, then you understand that this might not exactly be the way for you,
100%.
So I think I'm learning that this is 100% the route for me. I'm okay with the ups and downs and the bumps and
the
bruises.
stress, the pressure.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. And when it rains, it pours. Like, this has been a week where, again, I had 2 listings with Joe that it looked almost guaranteed. I had another one with another agent that it looked like we were going to get it. We had done the presentations. We had spoken to the clients. It was like literally just sign the contract, let's have a meeting, whatever. They kind of disappeared on us. So that was that, right?
Yeah.
Then also, I have my other business on the clinic side. Had a little issue there with...
Shout out 4 Paws.
Yeah, 4 Paws, baby, let's go. Had a little issue there with an employee as well. Everything happened at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, ask Joe, today I was at my desk, and I feel like I was exuding tension, bro. And I try not to, like, obviously it's not anybody's fault that's here, but it gets to you. It gets to you, and Joe also, like, Joe, we had a conversation in December, remember?
Yeah.
When, like, with the listing with Jordy, that I was like, so it's a good thing to have a good team for that reason, because whenever Joe's going through it, I'm like, hey, brother, keep your head up, let's keep it going. You give a different perspective, and vice versa. Whenever I'm going through it, we had a talk a little while ago. I told Joe, listen, bro, I'm not feeling up for the podcast. And Joe sat down when we were talking about it, kind of like vented a little bit, and it's like, you know what, let's move on. Life could be worse. There's a lot more serious things happening.
Oh yeah, way more.
You know? So tomorrow we have some positives going on. Tell them what's going on tomorrow. What do we got?
So tomorrow we'll be picking up another listing from somebody that we already have a listing with. We'll be doing our content day over there, getting photos ready for the MLS.
Yeah.
Early day.
That one's confirmed, by the way. Because we already have a listing with her, so this is the second listing that
Gave
we're
me a
gonna get.
rude awakening. I wasn't ready to be waking up at 7:30 on my Saturday morning.
Joe thinks we had it at 1 p.m. And I'm like, hey, man, you have to make sure you tell the client it's 9 a.m. 9 a.m.? He goes, and then Pompano, he goes, man, we got to wake up at 8 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday.
And in case y'all don't know, neither one of us are morning people, all right, guys? This is not a strong suit for either one
Definitely
of us.
not a strong suit, bro. It's tough. It's tough. But we were talking about this since you started full-time, November, right?
Yeah.
Has there been a weekend that we've taken off?
No.
None.
No, it's not
We're
a single
literally
weekend.
either doing cold calls on Saturday or open houses, and then open houses or showings on Sundays.
Yep.
It's been nonstop. I think maybe we've taken off one Sunday, during the holidays at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
maybe.
even then, we were making calls here,
Making calls.
on days that weren't like national holiday days. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, every Saturday is a call day. And for any of you other agents that are down to be part of that, we do that every Saturday. We'd love to have anybody on board that would like to come be a part of it as well.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
Tell them a little, Joe, about your experience with the calls, like from the start all the way through where you are right now, like how you built your comfort zone, what you've done to kind of like get to your current level. Joe's very good at talking on the phone right now, so.
So cold calling is something I've always done. I mean, like I did it for LA Fitness for a couple of years back when I worked for them. I worked sales for my father's commercial flooring company back in Jersey. So the nature of talking's always been there for me.
Yeah.
And I think I had this conversation with you actually early on where I had said that the only thing that was really holding me back was the knowledge and the experience of real estate itself, right? And now that I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable with being around the office, hearing the lingo, being around the listings, the showings, dealing with clients, now I'm really starting to pick it up and understand what it is to talk on that level. So it's becoming smoother and smoother for me every day. And I'm the type of person that really doesn't shy away from any sort of call.
It's true.
I notice a lot of times that I see a lot of agents turn down $1 million listings, or they're scared because it's a high price point. And for me, I eat it up.
Joe even calls, which I was even against at some point until I saw the value in it. He even calls owner agents. So like if he sees that there's an agent that's an expired listing, and he'll check to see if it's like an owner as well as the agent, right?
Yep.
He'll still call them and be like, hey, let's collaborate, let's work together.
Yep.
And it makes sense because what happens is there's some owners that are agents but are part-time agents, or they don't really practice real estate. They just have their license.
Correct.
So you can bring in some value in that point. Like it's just really about the perspective you look at, right?
Yeah. You just never know. You never know what kind of situation they're going in.
Exactly.
And regardless of the license, it's still always an opportunity. So to try to put my foot in that door, I'll do it as many times as I can.
For sure. And Joe is a luxury $1 million expired list caller.
That's all we do.
He does not call anything that's less than, not even $1 million, right? I think it's like 1.5 to $2 million above.
Yeah, we don't want 400,000 in Homestead.
No, man. We've had enough of that. We have one now. It's up north. I'm not going to say addresses or names, but it's around the 700 range, right? 6 something. And it's an interesting listing.
Super.
Tell them about that listing. How's that listing? It's a blessing, by the way, no matter what. Any listing is a blessing.
Yeah.
But that listing is...
Yeah, I had a point that I wanted
blessing.
to make. I don't know if I'm going to make it.
It's a
but-
dirty blessing.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that, man.
Brother.
Man, everything's a blessing, bro. That conversation I had with you that one day about staying positive and staying motivated through it all is it stuck with me.
And I get it because we had just done an open house at the property, and imagine like some properties are a pleasure to sell. You know, every property is a good thing to sell because the commission checks are good, all that stuff. But the actual sales of the product, some of them are just easy. They sell themselves. They're pretty, you know. Although in this market, there's no easy sale. But nonetheless, putting that aside, this one is one of those that like you go in the property, you're sitting in an open house waiting for clients, and it's just not a good time to be in there.
Right.
You know. And we had just done an open house. I speak to Joe, and I just felt it in his tone. It was just like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
You know, but you have to look at it in a different way. There's something like, by the way, this is a statistic I was reading the other day. 70% of agents right now don't have a single listing.
Wow.
So the fact that you have one, even if it's one that's, let's say, not as expensive as you would like it to be, not as pretty as you would like it to be, it's still a listing at the end of the day.
Right.
It's an opportunity. We talk about this a lot. Listings and clients are opportunities. You
Always.
know, for you to help people, bring value, and then at the end, of course, get compensated for it, you know?
Of course, man. And that ties into what we were talking about earlier about the whole entrepreneur mindset.
Yes.
Right? I mean, everything is an opportunity. You can't look at anything as a negative in this world, right? And when you do have a negative, you have to look at it as a learning curve.
100%. And see, it goes on faith a lot too, right?
Absolutely.
It's crazy because it's something that you don't have in front of you right now, but you have the faith that at some point it's going to work out.
Correct.
You know, I think that business and entrepreneurship and kind of doing this on your own, you need to have a lot of self-belief and you need to have a lot of faith.
Yep.
Those two things are very important. And Joe, we were talking also about like how getting organized has helped. Tell them a little bit about how like, you know, you're structuring your life, not only around business, but just in general, your personal life, how you've become much more organized and going to the gym more often, having your routine, going to sleep a little earlier, right? We were talking about it the other day.
Trying to. Yeah, I mean, it's really a matter of just building good habit.
Yes.
And that's something that I think I lacked for a long time as a younger adult.
Same.
And being around this work field has really taught me how to change that up. It's also given me really no option to. When I came into real estate, my back was against the wall.
Yeah.
And you know that very well, more than anybody does.
Yeah.
And you know, I had to fight. And I'm okay with that because that is always going to mold me into a better human being than I was a day earlier. So
100%. You gotta take the risk. You gotta take the risk.
And the 3 months I've been here, I have learned structure and organization that I never knew before. So I take that here in the work field, in my health and fitness life,
100%.
At home, with my dog, with everything, honestly. Like, you start to build a good routine, good habits, and everything falls in place.
It's crazy, right, guys? You're saying that it's forced you. Here, you've been forced almost to like become that way. Same, bro. When I opened up, prior to having the office, that I was a little more like on my own. Like I didn't really have realtors or agents.
Right.
I was the same, bro. Like honestly, I've never been a person to. I've always grinded and hustled, right? Like, we've always been like hustlers and hard workers, but I've never had the structure, right? I didn't really understand that routine life. I'm not a morning person, as you guys probably know. Everybody listening to this probably knows. I don't like waking up early. That's in part why I left the corporate world, because I wanted to get away from that, like 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, whatever the schedule is. Wanted to have my own hours. But I realized once I opened the office that now I have people depending on me, where it's like, if you want to make it to that next level and long term, right? Like if you want a longevity, you have to have the structure.
Yep.
So I've also adapted as well, like with my gym routine. The gym routine I've always had, but I'm waking up a little earlier, I'm going to sleep earlier.
Yep.
I have my agenda. We have our Excel sheets.
Yep.
We have our accountability trackers.
And as we grow, it's just going to continue to get
More
better
and more.
for us, and we have to become more organized the bigger we get, right?
Because think about it, it's like a logical thing. How do you scale without having those systems in place?
Correct.
It's impossible. Like you can be a mess with 3, 4, 5 clients.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start having more clients, that there's constant movement with the cold calls that we're doing, that we have to be constantly following up, it gets overwhelming.
Yeah, I look at it like if you
know?
can't manage yourself, how do you manage 5? And if you can't
100%.
manage 5, how do you manage 10?
People want to be
Right.
entrepreneurs, CEOs, but how can you do that if your household is a mess?
Right.
You know, how can you do it if you're getting up late, if you're not doing your bed, if you're not on point with your internal self?
Right.
It all starts from the inside and it goes
Absolutely.
forward. You know.
Yep.
So Joe's a people person for sure, right? Like the good thing with Joe in this field, which you have to be very outgoing, he fits right in. You know, I think it was a matter of that, the organization, the structure,
Yep.
and then the knowledge, which being on this end, right, and kind of like seeing your growth from not knowing anything to now where you are today, and
Right.
seeing your phone calls, Joe's leveled up in the last 3 months, we said, right?
Yeah.
Like crazy. You know, he can hold the conversation by himself, He doesn't need me to even be in the calls. He was dealing with a huge listing without me at all. So you definitely feel like that knowledge has helped, right? Like learning the lingo, learning the real estate world.
Yeah, still a lot of learning to do.
Sure,
but
sure.
I'm not gonna give free promo or branding either way. That's why
Cover it. To this day, by the way, like I learn something new all the time. You know? Then you're gonna touch on commercial. Commercial is different.
Yep.
Then you're gonna go into like business acquisitions.
Something I haven't really gotten into yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Starting to. I told you I have that one person that's looking at warehouse units.
There you go. And it's funny because I feel like that's the person that thrives. Whenever residential is doing bad, you have the commercial to help you out. Last year, I started like really hitting commercial at the beginning of the year when Trump was announcing the tariffs. People were very unsure. The rates were still high. The first 3 months, there was a slowdown, right? At least for me on the residential side. And I got my first commercial client, and from that content and from that contact, I kept pursuing it, not knowing anything about commercial, by the way, getting more and more into it, and it made up for the lack of residential. And then now today, I do them both like fluently.
Yep.
I have my residential clients and I have my commercial clients. We have a deal right now that I have with another one of my agents that we're closing next month for a clinic that we're selling. And then from there, it opened up the world of business acquisitions, which is what I'm getting into now.
Right.
So if you notice, it's a constant evolution, always learning, always picking up things. Every day is a day to learn something.
Yep.
You know? So any tips or advice for new agents coming in? Anything that Joe has on his mind?
Well, I said this on another interview that I did in Wynwood recently. I got asked a very similar question. My number one thing to anybody that tries to get into this realm or any sort of realm that involves entrepreneurship and self-employment, you really just need to make sure that you have the balls. And I hope I'm not getting censored on here.
You can say that here.
You really need to have the fucking balls
you have
to get into something like this. I mean, and if you don't have the confidence in yourself, I promise you won't last, not even a week, all right?
Yeah.
You'll get eaten up. So I highly recommend that you consider that before you try to get into something like this, because you're jumping into deep water.
It's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. And again, this is not to discourage anybody, right?
No, never.
I tie all these interviews back to the same thing. I'm trying to, for those people out there that are thinking about it, think about it, come by, let's do it, let's grow, but always remove the glamour of what it looks like on the outside.
Right.
We close deals, we get nice checks, but in between that, man, there's a lot of headaches that people don't see.
Yeah.
They're well-earned checks. They're deserved checks.
I agree.
Right? Like a lot of the big complaint of people on the outside is like, oh, realtors don't do anything. And as Joe is a testament, and if you can put anybody in this office on a day-to-day, and you'll see that we do a lot.
Yeah, come sit in the office with us for one day.
Come sit, check it out. We're here. We still have things to do, by the way. We're doing this podcast really quick, 24/7.
24.
Joe and I are talking sometimes at 10 o'clock at night about deals. Weekends, holidays, it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
But we're gonna make it happen, bro. And there's big things coming in 2026.
Oh yeah.
What do you, any specific plans other than, let's say, the gym? We have a few deals now in the works.
Yeah, I want to close out. I definitely want to close out. I don't know if I'm going to disclose numbers, but I want to close out a good number this year.
He's got a big goal.
I got some big ambition, and I have no doubt in my mind that it's not going to happen.
It's going to happen. And we're the first month in, mind you. The urgency has to be there, right? But it's only January, and we have a lot of momentum. We have several listings. Right, picking up, like we said, tomorrow we're getting the pictures for another one that the lady signed and everything, so that one's for sure. There's no backing out.
Which fell into our lap because of good communication and rapport, by the way, right? It comes back to what I was saying before, is being personable and having social skills. We didn't even have to ask for that listing.
She called, yeah. In fact, Joe is so good with clients. This is a client that I got from a cold call. We did the listing presentation together. Yep. He won her over. They've been in touch, and she reached out to him and said, hey, you want another listing? Just like that.
Just like that.
From one day to the next. A waterfront townhouse. We'll drop that next week at a good price, too.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the 500s, right?
Yeah.
So at a good price, close to the beach, in a good area. What else? What other listings are we working on right now? Let's see that are good. We have Joan.
We have the Joan one up north, which is the investor lot for sure. That's a good listing there. We have Jordy's. I have the rental unit, and then we'll have this listing coming up now.
The big one coming up now.
And let's keep our fingers crossed and not say too much. But we have another potential, really, really solid deal in the works. So
good prospects. Good prospects.
We'll
God, please.
No.
Come on. You know, we deserve it, man. We
Just
deserve
one
it,
time.
man. Yeah, man. But yeah, we do have those. We do have those deals. And by the way, one of those is under contract. It's the one I was mentioning a little earlier with the investor.
Yeah.
I haven't lost hope. I'm attributing it to a busy week. Maybe they have a lot going on in their
Busy
plate.
week.
We have until Monday. Okay, so maybe we
I think
could
it's
do
Tuesday, no?
or Tuesday. Is it Monday or Tuesday? Yeah, we gotta double check.
Tuesday.
Maybe we could do a part 2. Let's see how that.
We'll catch you up on that.
Yeah, that's
If you don't see a part 2, you know it was bad news.
you know, we're depressed. We have a video that we want to do now. It's you know that the video, like the realtor's like with a pair of scissors like cutting
yeah.
and they go like this. It's like that's literally our life. Like
No, that's our life 24/7.
some days I walk in here like, guys, we're killing it, we're doing amazing, and then other days it's like today. Today I wasn't having it.
Some days I'm moonwalking in here. Some days I'm not walking in here at all.
And you'll see it because you'll be in the office. It's very talkative. The days that it's not, today was quiet in here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed. Like
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
on the phone taking calls. I was taking bad news left and right and center and all over the place from all angles. And I literally I felt it. I was in my desk. I wish I would have an enclosed office. I would have closed the door. I was like, don't talk to me. Masi was here. She said bye.
Yeah.
And she was just staring at me like, this guy's going through it right now.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was feeling the tension that was going on in here today. But
It
it's
was
all
tough,
good,
man. It was tough, but listen, we're blessed to have this opportunity.
Oh yeah.
And I know that with our hard work and our ethics, we're gonna go forward. And we're just growing. This team is growing, and you know, Joe's buddies is thinking about coming on as well.
Yep.
So if you guys have considered it and just want to sit down and see what we do a little bit, and you know, no pressure, no commitment, just to kind of hear us out, we definitely have that. The door's always open. And yeah, my brother, anything else you want to end on? You know, should we say anything else? Are we missing anything?
No,
Joe's very serious right now. On a day-to-day, he's not this serious. He's a little more Joe, like chill, like.
But you guys got to come around to see that side. You know, we can't just expose that to the public. You know.
Today was a bad day, so this is the Joe that you get.
You get a little bit of a smile, right?
Yeah, bro. Let me tell you, I'm glad we did this. I know that when we spoke a little while ago, I was like, bro, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Sometimes why leave for tomorrow what you can do today?
1,000. That's my motto all the time.
Know? And we sat here now, bro, and we japped it up a little bit, and I'm already a little more relaxed.
Feel a little better?
Feel a little better.
Feel a little better?
It's all
I know
be,
what would feel even better.
Okay.
Bro.
You feel a little better or not?
No, I said I know what would feel a little better right now.
Bring out the whiskey.
Oh
but guys,
my
thank you so
God.
much. We'll do a part 2 soon.
Absolutely.
Joe's always here. We're always here. So for sure it's going to happen. And we'll see you on the next one.